All right, good morning, good morning. My name is Kathy. We're going to warm up and get to our strength training. All right, guys. Here we go. We're going to march, right foot lead, front of that step. Good. So 30 minutes of strength training, then 30 minutes of yoga. Do that again. Inhale, big deep breath. Good. Now hold your march. Stay here for 4, 3, step touch to the right. Step touch. Good. I want you to make your movements really big. Really big. Excellent. 4, 3, 2. Now you're going to reach it up. Let's go hamstring curl. So we always warm up the muscle before we put dumbbells in our hands. Good job, everybody. All right, keep going. I'm talking about safety and I have my shoes untied. All right. Check your shoelaces. Now we're going to take this and turn it into a knee lift forward. Reach those arms way up there. Are we starting to feel a little bit warmer Tuesday? You guys waking up a little bit. Excellent. 4, 3, 2. Take those feet wide. You're going to tap the toe. Reach that arm up. Now reach it across the body. Reach it across. Excellent. Now, reach the arms forward. Let's go hamstring curl. Try to get your heel all the way to the glute. We got to get those hamstrings nice and warm. One of the ways that we prevent injuries is always do a proper and thorough warm-up. 4, 3, 2, march it here. All right, guys, you're going to plant your feet, hip distance, look up, squat. The other thing we do to prevent injuries is we cross-train. Does everybody know what I mean by cross-train? Sometimes people think I'm talking about CrossFit. Not CrossFit. Cross-training simply means you're going to mix up your workout. So today's Tuesday. We're doing strength training and yoga. Tomorrow, you should not do strength training and yoga. Tomorrow should be a cardio day. So you get the idea. You plan those workouts for the week and you mix it up. All right, let's do 2 more, including a rest day. Hold it down at the bottom. Place the hands above the knees. Slowly round up. Roll the shoulders. All right, it's time to get to work. We're going to pick up our heaviest dumbbells. And I want you guys to have your band with the handles right next to you, ready to go. So heaviest dumbbells. We're going to do a bicep superset. So you got your heavy weights. We're going to do a bicep curl. You're going to lift for 2, lower it for 2. So we're doing compound movements. We're going to always add something for the lower body as well as the upper body. Because I could do a bicep curl just standing still, but why would I do that? That's not very efficient. Now Tuesday, I want to see a really loose grip on your weights. So you should be able to open your hands slightly. Keep your elbows tucked in tight. And take the arms 95% straight at the bottom. Down to 4 with me is 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. I'll make sure I'm in the frame for the video. That'd be funny if I made a whole video and I'm not in it. Hey, okay. Just listen. Just listen to the cues. Use your imagination. But in all seriousness, I created that YouTube channel because I've been doing this for 35 years. And people are always telling me, oh, I'm going to be on vacation, and I don't have access to your class, and I don't know what to do. And so I thought, technology. I can make some videos that you can do at home if you have to, for some reason, can't leave your house, or you're traveling. All right, 2 more like this. You're doing great, everybody. Loosen up the grip. 1 more here. Now get ready. We're going to go tempo pace. You're going to do 16, and then we're going to switch to the band. No swinging, no flinging. These weights should start to feel pretty heavy right now. 10 more. You're still getting the arms 95% straight. Almost done. Here we go. 6, 5, control it. 4, don't swing those arms. 3, 2, last 1. All right, pick up your band. Underhand grip. So the palms are facing up. You're going to step on the band, speed hip distance. All right, we're squatting. Here we go. You're going to sit for for 2, bring it up, bicep curl. When I squat, I'm pushing my hips back like I'm sitting in a chair. Bend your knees, drop your booty, keep your eyes on the word fitness. Now, we still have a loose to medium grip on the handle. If I squeeze the handle, I'm using my forearm muscle. We don't have time to work the forearms, and there's no reason to do that. Your forearms are getting really strong just by holding weight and resistance bands. Good job, you guys. Sit for 2. When you come up, you squeeze the glutes. The squat is one of the best things we can do for the lower body. If you want your lower body to be strong and toned, squats are your best friend. We have to do them correctly. This is also great for functional fitness. So think about how many of us have known a loved one who had trouble in their older years getting out of the chair or getting out of the toilet. Anybody? Yep. Not to be too graphic, but yeah. We want to be the 95-year-old who can be independent and say, I don't need any help getting out of the chair because I've been doing squats since I was 12. Right? Maybe you're doing squats since you were 50. That's good too. All right, weight is in your heels. Scale of 1 through 10. Perceived exertion. This should be getting close to a 9. You guys with me? All right, make sure you're not collapsing the chest. Head up, chest up. Last 4. You got this. Superset. Last 3. Good. Drop your booty a little bit lower. Don't get ahead of the feet. Last 2. We're going slow on purpose. Now, we're going to hold the squat, but first, put the handles behind the shoulders. So we're using resistance. This is called resistance training. Look at the word fitness. Lowest point of the squat, little tiny pulses. So remember, my chest is up. I'm not doing this. Look at the word fitness. Now, Tuesday, if you're doing this correctly, your quads and your glutes should be talking to you. Who's with me? Okay, if it feels easy, let's talk about that scale of 1 through 10. If it feels like a 5, you need to go lower. Feels like a 9, you're doing it right. Scale of 1 through 10, give me your number. 9, good, I like it. Hold it down at the bottom. Carefully release it. Great job, you guys. Go back to your heaviest dumbbells. Heaviest dumbbells. All right, let's do some deadlifts. Did everybody check their step to make sure it's locked in? All right, come up on top. Feet at distance, here we go. You're gonna drop it for 2, lift it for 2. Back flat, chest lifted, add that row. You're gonna reach, row, reach, neutral. Working on our hamstrings, our glutes, and the lower back. Now I'm gonna turn to the side so you guys can see my back. Your back needs to be flat right here. You have to lift your chest, stick that booty out. Legs are 95% straight. This is often referred to as a stiff-legged deadlift. But we don't want to lock those knees out. Now let's protect the low back. When you come up, don't arch that back. Pull the navel in. All right, how we doing Tuesday? How's your energy this morning? Everybody good? Are you well hydrated? You're gonna set yourself up for success for the workout. There's a lot of things we can control. One of them is hydration. The other one is nutrition. If you're dragging and you don't have a lot of energy, I want you to think about what you put in your body yesterday. 2 more. How much water did you drink? What kind of food did you eat? Last one. Nice job. All right, carefully step down. We're going to go to our medium dumbbell. Medium dumbbell. All right, guys. Who's ready to do some lunges? Everybody's very enthusiastic about that. Okay. You have your medium dumbbells. We don't use light dumbbells in here. Take your right foot. The higher the step, the harder this is going to be. Left foot is going to come back. This is the elevated split leg lunge. All toes pointing forward. 2 and 2 looks like this. You're going to drop for 2, lift it for 2. Right arm, lateral raise, straight out to the side. Here we go. Left arm, 2, up for 2. Count out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you think about your nutrition, I want you guys to focus on prioritizing protein and eating clean food, whole food in its original form. If you can do that 80% of the time, you're going to be good. Now, how much protein do we need? 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight every day. Somebody was talking to me after class on Saturday, my Saturday yoga class, and he's like, that's really hard, that's a lot of protein. I'm like, not really. If you plan each meal with protein as the center, it's not that hard. You might have to give yourself a little extra, like a snack, for example, maybe some cottage cheese or some Greek yogurt. But the key is planning. So we have to make sure we have that good food, that's clean food, good sources of protein. What are some good sources of protein? Well, things like grass-fed beef would be an excellent source. Wild-caught salmon. Okay, some chicken, but I want you guys to pay attention to the source, okay? There's a lot of junk. There's a lot of junk in our meat in this country. So let's get the clean stuff, if we can, that's not filled with antibiotics and chemicals and junk. So just be particular. I know it's going to cost more. For the organic vegetables and so forth, look at the dirty dozen. There's some vegetables and fruits, like an orange. You don't need to buy an organic orange because God has given it a wrapper that the chemicals have a hard time penetrating. You guys track with me? Same thing for avocados. Not really necessary to spend all that extra money. How about broccoli? You bet you should buy that organic broccoli. You get the idea. All right, try to drop that left knee a little bit lower. Okay, scale of 1 through 10, give me your number. Last 4, I know, you're at a 9.5, good job. Last 3, almost done. Tell that left leg hang in, last 2. Here we go, 1 more. We're feeling that muscle fatigue. Let it go. Good job. Who's uncomfortable today? We should be uncomfortable Tuesday. Pick up your heavy dumbbells. I want you to embrace it, okay? Effective workout is supposed to be uncomfortable. Back to the deadlift, 2 and 2. Drop it for 2, lift it for 2. Back flat, chest lifted, add the row. You're gonna reach, row, reach, neutral. So if we want muscle, we have to take in enough dietary protein. That is the building block. Strength training, short-term goal, we're trying to get our muscles tired. Long-term goal, we're trying to create and maintain lean muscle mass. So we know from research that starting at about age 30, we naturally lose muscle. That's not good. When we don't have muscle, we become frail. However, there's something we can do about that. If you're over the age of 30 and you're worried about your muscle, you should be strength training consistently 2 to 3 days a week in a manner that you place enough stress on your muscles that they get tired, that it's challenging. That's where that perceived exertion comes in, scale of 1 through 10. We can't just look at our Apple Watch and say, this is how hard I'm working in my strength training class. It's not going to tell you anything. In your cardio class is helpful. 2 more. Good job, everybody. Lift that chest. Last 1. All right, we're going to carefully step down. Important question. Who's feeling blessed to have 2 legs today? Yes, we are. Medium dumbbells. So we're going to do the left lead. Feeling blessed. Take your right foot, bring it way back. All right, feet hip distance, like you're standing on railroad tracks. They're kind of staggered here. Okay, let's go 2 and 2. You're going to drop it for 2, lift it. Now watch the arms. I'm going to do a front deltoid raise, only to my forehead. Be careful with your shoulders. We are never swinging anything over our head. If your instructor tells you to do a kettlebell swing over your head, don't do it. I would never do that. That's a bad idea. Okay, try to drop your right knee closer to the floor. Injury prevention is key, especially as we get older. You can stay active into your 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, but we have to be careful and intentional. And that means no overtraining. You guys tracking with me on the overtraining? So what does that mean? You're going to take a rest day. Super important. You don't work out 7 days a week. Even if you're super fired up about your fitness, take a day off. Runners, you can run. I want you to run. Don't run every day. Where's my pickleball people? Okay, we love it. We're addicted. Do not play pickleball every day. You will get injured. Okay, it's just a matter of time. So everything in moderation, including chocolate. I make sure you guys are paying attention. Okay, good job, good job. All right, try to drop that right knee lower. And again, you're not swinging the arm, you're gonna place that dumbbell. All right, scale of 1 through 10, who's at a 9 here? Are we embracing it? Good. Every time you come to class, you're getting stronger mentally and physically. A big part of fitness is the mental piece. You have to dig deep. I know this is hard. This is hard for me. If I'm being honest with you guys, I'm at a 9 out of 10 as well. So the mental part, you're developing your grit. Who thinks we can do 4 more? You are getting stronger with every rep when you don't quit. And again, I know it's hard. Okay, 2 more. It's supposed to be hard. Last one. Excellent. All right, guys, shake it out. How are we feeling? Now that your legs are tired, we're going to do a plie. Isn't that nice of me? You're going to take your feet as far apart as they'll go. Turn them out like 10 and 2. Now you're going to drop it down nice and low. Lat pull down. This is back work, right arm first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring the dumbbells back in front of the forehead. Elbow comes to the rib cage. Nice. We drop it for 2. Now here's the question, Tuesday. Are your feet as far apart as you can take them? They need to be really far apart to protect those knees. Drop your booty a little bit lower. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't get ahead of the beat. When we go faster, we bring momentum into the exercise. Do we want muscle or momentum? Yeah, you can't have both. Good. So you can't use momentum. Drop it for 2, lift it for 2. This is working your latissimus dorsi. Big muscle in your back. Very important muscle. Part of its job is holding up your spine. And again, one of the reasons we get frail as we age is that sarcopenia. That is age-related muscle loss. By the way, it's preventable. Okay, let's do 1 more each side. You got this. Here we go, last one. All right, Tuesday, you're gonna put the weight on your shoulders. You're gonna get low in your plie. Look at the word fitness. Tiny little pulses up. Good job. We're gonna try to get the adductors tired. Now, look at your feet. You might not be able to see my feet great because my step's in the way. Your feet should be turned out like 10 and 2 on a traditional clock. Last 4. You're doing awesome. Last 3, drop a little bit lower. Here we go, last 1. Hold it. Place that weight above the knees, slowly round up. Okay, we're gonna put the weights down. Take your bands. We're gonna try to do this standing. So here is balance challenge. So we're gonna go. I always talk to you guys about Kelly Starrett. He's a doctor of physical therapy and he wrote a great book called Built to Move. He has some great balance challenges. One of the things he talks about is when you put your shoes on in the morning or whatever you put your shoes on, don't sit down, unless you absolutely have to for safety reasons. Like I'm gonna fall and break something, okay? But I want you to get in that habit. We're gonna put it around the ankles. Get in the habit, back to medium dumbbells, of doing things standing up. All right, here we go. Triceps. So the arms are here, overhead press. You're gonna drop for 2, right leg abduction. Drop for 2, left leg abduction. Now, range of motion is gonna be really small. You're not gonna be able to get your foot very far out to the side. But I want you to stretch the band like you're trying to break it. Count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dumbbells disappear. Check to make sure you have no gap. 0 gap between your arms and ears. Your form is everything. So let me show you something Tuesday. I'm going to show you how to cheat. I'm going to make this really easy right now. Check this out. Look at this giant gap I just created. I feel nothing in my triceps, and I can do this for 10 minutes. No problem. Okay, that is not a tricep exercise. Here we go. I'm tucking it in. No gap. It immediately went from a 3 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10. All right, who's with me? Close up the gap. Embrace that discomfort. What doesn't challenge you doesn't change you. You're going to make it. Lift for 2, lower it for 2. All right, you're almost done here. You're almost done. Last 2. Now I'm going to ask you to stay deep. This is where you find our grip. Last one, slow. Ready? Let's go tempo. Lift, lower. Tuck those arms in. You can put one dumbbell down if it's too hard. Drop to 1 dumbbell. The important thing is you finish as many reps as possible. I know it's hard. I also know you were made to do this Tuesday. Everybody in this room has 656 muscles in their body. Last 4, last 3, 2, last 1. Okay, put them down. Don't take the band off. We're going to move the band. Mid-thigh area. It needs to be flat, so it's not all bunched up. Okay, mid-thigh area. We're going to squat. Who's having a little fun today? Okay. You guys are looking at me like, she's crazy. We're going to go to a squat. Your feet are a little bit wider than your hips. We're going to come down. Extra credit if you break your band. Put the weights here. Look at the word fitness. Make sure you have a little room because we're going to be moving to the right. Without the arms first, you're going to go right together, right together. We go left. I want us to stay low on this set, not come up at all. Lateral raise, bent arm, stay low. Now, if you have a bad back, if you need to come up briefly, do that. How are we going to protect the low back? We're going to pull the navel in, really contract, protect it. Stretch the band like you're trying to break it. Lead with your elbows. Okay, Tuesday, scale 1 through 10, give your number. Yeah, this should be a 9.5. Get low. Come on. You're going to make it. These bands are great for home and travel, by the way. Go on Amazon. Takes up no room in your suitcase. All right, last one like this. You got this. Last time left. All right, guys. Come up just for a second. Shake it out. Little break. Break's over. Now you're going to go even wider. You're going to take your feet probably as far apart as you can get them, the band will allow, with the toes pointing forward. Now we're going to come down to that squat. Bring the dumbbells here. Squat 2 and 2. You're going to sit for 2. Bring it up. Twist to the left. It's a chest press with an oblique twist. We have now worked every major muscle in your body, and we're finishing with chest work. Sit for 2, push. So in 30 minutes, you can do that, especially if you're doing compound movements. I see people out there on the weight floor, they'll spend an hour on their triceps. That is just silly. Nobody needs to do that. You don't need to spend hours in the gym to get good results. First of all, 80% of your results come from what you put in your mouth. You guys know that, right? That is food and drink. So if you're drinking Pepsi and sweet tea and 5 glasses of wine every night, and then you come to me and say, but Kathy, I'm not getting the results. If you're eating McDonald's and Taco Bell, you guys get the idea. All right, 2 more. I know you're not doing that. Okay, 1 more. Now, release it. You're going to keep that band on. Put the weights down just for a second. We're going to duck walk over to our mat. If you need a mat, we have them in the closet. We're not using the mats at the back of the room because those won't work for yoga. Okay, guys, take those same dumbbells. Mat goes with a step like a capital T. Come down with that band on. I know it's a little awkward. We're going to do a glute bridge. Put the medium dumbbells in your hands. Put your heels on your step. Scoot your booty close to your step. Okay, a bridge with your hips. It's a high bridge. It's a strong bridge. Dumbbells over the middle of the chest. Chest fly. You're going to open it for 2. Close it for 2. Drop the hips for 2. Lift. Squeeze the glutes. Do not let your arms or hands touch the floor at any point. That is cheating. All right, guys, adding on. Drop. Open the knees. Lift. Squeeze. Drop. Open the knees. Lift. Squeeze the glutes. When you open your knees, I want you to think about breaking that band, stretching it to its max capacity. By the way, I have broken these bands. If you break it, it is startling. You are not going to get hurt. I promise. All right, so it's going to be a little bit of a surprise. Which I should be bringing like a little, I think I told you guys this before, but I should bring like an actual prize to class. If you break the band, you're going to get a piece of chocolate. Okay. And again, everything in moderation. I know you guys are always asking me what I eat. I eat chocolate every day. People are like, what? What? I don't eat a whole box of Seeds candy, but I do eat chocolate every single day. Moderation. Eat the food you love. Enjoy it. 80% of the time, we are eating clean food, real food in its original form, the way God made it. 20% of the time, you eat chocolate. Who's with me? Or have your glass of wine, or whatever your thing is. Yeah, exactly. Have your bread and butter. Have your pasta. I want you to live your life, and I want you to enjoy food. But again, don't go crazy. That's 20% of the time. Drop, open, lift, squeeze. This is your last exercise for strength training. I want you guys to report back to me when you come back to class on Thursday. By the way, we're going to have a different workout on Thursday. Same time, same place, different workout. I want you to report to me and tell me, especially my new people, welcome to the new people. I want you to tell me, number 1, did you get sore? Number 2, where did you get sore? We should, from time to time, get sore muscles from this. Last 4 and you're done. Good. Make them really good. Try to get those arms a little straighter. Last 3. Come on, squeeze those glutes. Last 2. Big finish, everybody. Last 1. You did it. All right, carefully put the weights down. Grab the knees, one knee. You're going to have a lot of blood in your brain, so we're not going to rush to stand up. You can get dizzy, and that can be dangerous. So I'm going to take my band off. I'm going to allow the blood to come out of the brain. And then, when I feel good, I'm going to stand up. Okay, it's time for yoga. Let's do some yoga. You're going to keep your step. Do not put the step away. Okay, next class needs the step. So for yoga, 3 things, maybe 4. You might want to take yoga block or 2 from the closet. We always need a mat. We need our water, and we need a towel. So we're going to take our shoes off. Let's take those shoes off and grab some water. All right, guys, I'm going to adjust our lighting. And I do have pickleball Thursday, so thank you for reminding me. So we will not be doing core on Thursday. Remember, guys, that's an optional time that I come early. I'm donating my time to you guys. So we will not have core on Thursday. Because yes, I am playing pickleball. But don't worry, I'm never going to miss class to play pickleball. You guys know that. That's not on the list of approved reasons to miss class. Okay, so once we have our shoes off, we're going to come down onto our hands and knees to begin. Also, if you have your devices with you, if you could turn your devices on silent, that would be wonderful. We want to have 30 minutes to unplug, and we should all be able to be off our phones for 30 minutes. Okay, here we go. Coming down, hands and knees, we're going to start with our cat-cow. On the exhale, you're going to tuck the chin, rounding your back, stretching like a cat. Inhale, pick your head up, look forward, bringing a slight sway to the lower back like a cow's back. In yoga, we try to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, keeping the mouth closed. That is called the Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi is a Sanskrit word that's translated victorious. Fingers should be spread out wide. We're going to do that one more time. Cat to cow. When you finish, cross the big toes over each other and sit back into child's pose. Forehead resting on the mat. Walk the fingertips a little closer to the front edge of the mat. Drop your bottom to your heel. Good time to take some water. Make sure you are hydrating. Transition, we're going extended child to down dog. Keep your hands and feet right where they are. Curl the toes under. Press the hips back. Looking at your feet. Tailbone reaches up to the sky. On the inhale, we lift our heels away from the mat. Exhale, slowly lower. And we'll do that again. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. A couple more times at your pace. Getting a nice stretch for the Achilles tendons, the gastrocnemius, the soleus. And last time here, we lift and lower. Now hold your auto look down dog. You're looking at your feet. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your right knee. Open up the hip. Turn the hip out to face the right. And we're gently looking under the right arm. Now we bring the hips square to the mat, step the right foot forward. Try to land all the way up at the top of the mat. Now take your time as you come up to the lunge. Warrior two, hips come up slightly. Left foot turns out 10 to 15 degrees. Bend your right knee 90 degrees. In Virabhadrasana 2, we're trying to use almost the entire length of the mat. And your right heel should be lining up with the left arch. That's that midpoint of the foot. Transition, we straighten the right leg, tipping over into triangle. Right hand resting on the lower right leg. Left arm reaches up, looking up towards the ceiling if you can. Working on maintaining mobility through the neck. And you're making a triangle shape with your legs. Ujjayi breath. Now we revolve the triangle. Take your left hand, place it on top of the right foot. Turn and look to the right. Reach the right arm up. And the right palm is facing the gluteal circle on the right wall. If your flexibility is limited, using a yoga block is very helpful here. Pulling the navel in towards the spine. Now slowly come back to that regular triangle. Take your time as you come out of that. Let's rebend the right knee, coming back through Virabhadrasana 2. Your hip bones should currently be facing the left side of the room. Moving now to Warrior 1. Swing the right arm back, turn the hips and shoulders to face forward, index fingers pressing together, and now your hip bones are facing straight ahead. If your hips are tight, it might look a little more angled, like this. Every time we practice yoga, we're getting a little more flexibility in the hips. Check in with your breath. Now, hip rotation only back to Warrior 2. So I didn't move my feet, I didn't change legs. I just rotated my hips and my shoulders. Inhale, exhale to reverse warrior.
Left hand resting on the back of the left leg or the sacrum. Right arm can be bent or straight. Inhale. Exhale. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Pull the right foot back. Here we are in down dog. Alternate heel presses. Take a moment to bicycle out. So I'm bending one knee. Gently dropping the opposite heel. Repeat that. Now we're coming forward to plank. Knees or toes. Elbows tucked in tight. Chaturanga, we hover. Up dog, tops of the feet. Press back to down dog. I'm going to show you how to modify this. Coming forward to plank. My knees are on the floor. Chaturanga. Now I'm doing cobra instead of up dog. Whole front side of the body touching the floor, a little easier. And then press back to down dog. Let's try to do that 3 or 4 more times, going at your pace. And if that's too much, just try to do 1 or 2. Keep your elbows tucked in tight to your rib cage. Constant steady breath. When you finish your 3 or 4, you will drop your knees and rest in child's pose. Everyone finishes at a different time. There's no judgment or competition in yoga. No one is counting how many you're doing. We want the yoga practice to be challenging but doable. And don't get discouraged. If any of this is hard for you, just keep coming back to class. Consistency is the key. That's how we're going to get stronger. We increase our flexibility and we improve our balance. Now let's go extended child, moving to down dog. Curl the toes under, press the hips back, looking at your feet. Tailbone reaches up to the sky, framing the head with the arms. Inhale, lift the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend your left knee, open up the hip, turning the hip out to face left, and we're gently looking under the left arm. Bring the awareness to the right foot. Make sure you're not forcing that heel down. Be careful with the Achilles tendon. Bring the hips square to the mat. Step the left foot forward and try to get the foot all the way up to the top of the mat. Come up slowly so you don't get dizzy. Warrior 2. Hips come up slightly. Right foot spins out 10 to 15 degrees. Bend your left knee 90 degrees. Take the gaze over the front fingers. So it doesn't matter if we're 5 feet tall or 6 feet tall. We're trying to get the left foot way up here and the right foot way back here. So it's not about leg length, it's about getting that separation between the feet. Be intentional with your arm placement. So instead of this, I want to look like I'm running lines of energy through the arms. Transition, straighten the left leg. Let's tip over into Trikonasana. Left hand resting on the lower left leg. Right arm reaches up, looking up towards the ceiling if you can. We are making a triangle shape with our legs. Now we revolve the triangle. Take your right hand, place it on top of the left foot or the block. Turn and look to the left, reach that left arm up, and the left palm is facing the left side of the room. This is a spinal twist. Excellent for the health of your spine and also your internal organs. There's been research done with MRI machines and blood flow in the internal organs with yoga poses. Now take your time, come back to the regular triangle. They pay these college students like $20. Who would do that for $20? Now you're going to rebend your left knee, come back through Warrior 2. So your hip bones are currently facing the blue Eo circle. Take the left arm, slim it back, turn the hips and shoulders to face forward. This is Virabhadrasana 1. If I touch my hip bones, ideally they should be facing the space right in front of me. Now the challenge in Warrior 1 is trying to get the left knee bent at 90. Ideally, we want to have a right angle here. That's going to take a lot of strength and flexibility and time. Hip rotation only, back to Warrior 2. Inhale, exhale to reverse. warrior. Right hand resting on the back of the right leg or the sacrum, looking up at your left hand, and the left arm can be bent or straight. Inhale, exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat, pull the left foot back. Here we are in down dog, alternate heel presses. Take a moment to bicycle out. So again, we're bending one knee, gently drop that opposite heel. Now we come forward to plank. We're dropping down to the forearms, clasping the hands together. Your body's in a straight line, so you're not hiking the hips up, you're not sagging your hips down. Turn and rotate. Let your left hip bone barely touch the floor. Come back to center and pause. Now we turn and rotate. Right hip bone will barely touch the floor. Come back to center. So it's really tempting here to just plop my hip down. We're not doing that. You're controlling the movement, using the strength in your core and your upper body. Gravity's trying to pull that rectus abdominis down, big muscle in the center of your belly. Make sure you're contracting. Let's pull the navel in towards the spine. We'll do that one more time each side, going at your pace. And then when you finish, you're going to drop the whole front side of the body down onto the floor. And we're going to extend the arms overhead like Superman, Superwoman, looking straight down at the floor. Lift your left arm with your right leg, point the toes, squeeze the glutes. Now lift your right arm with the left leg, point the toes, squeeze the glutes. Do not let the arms or hands touch the floor at any point. If you want this to be more challenging, take the arms a little straighter. If it's too hard, you'll bend your elbows a little more. Working on strength and flexibility in the lower and mid back. For many of us, this is a really weak area, so we want to focus on getting stronger and more flexible there. Now let's do that one more time each side, going at your pace. And then when you finish, you're going to extend your left arm overhead, turn and look to the right. Take your right hand to your right ankle. Try to get the heel to the glute. Stretching the quadricep. Now we're not forcing or straining, so if you can't get your heel to touch your glute, just get as close as you can. Could be a knee issue, could be a tight quad, could be both. Slowly release. Now extend the left arm overhead. Turn and look to the right arm overhead. Turn and look to the left. Take your left hand to the left ankle. Try to bring your heel to your glute. Most of us will have one side that's tighter than the other. Just know that is normal. We expect it. Breathing. If you're holding your breath, your muscles are going to tighten. Now we release, come back to center. Place the hands under the shoulders. Coming up to Bhujangasana Cobra. So this pose is a back bend. It is safe because our muscles are warm. We're trying to challenge that flexibility. So see if you can lift the chest just a little bit higher without straining your back. So as you listen to your body, you'll know what feels like a challenging stretch versus straining. Inhale, exhale. Let's counter stretch. Take the knees out to the width of the mat. Cross the big toes over each other. And we're in a wide, extended child pose. Good time to take some water. And remember, we're coming to class already hydrated. For our breakfast, we're prioritizing protein. 30 grams of protein is the target. And again, that really has to do with planning. You've got to plan that ahead. Now let's go extended child, moving to down dog. If you have your towel available, you want to put it at the top of the mat because we might need it for our balance series. So moving from down dog, let's walk or jump, feet to hands. Folding into Uttanasana, let the head hang heavy, bringing the forehead a little closer to the knees. Clasp your hands at your lower back. We're going to straighten the arms, standing chest expansion. This is a shoulder stretch. We're letting gravity bring our hands closer to the front of the room without pulling on the shoulders. If your neck feels tight this morning, you're turning your head from side to side. Just not trying to hold the head up. Let gravity take over. Your head weighs between 10 and 12 pounds. If you're trying to hold it up, you will strain your neck. Release the hands to the mat, standing table. Try to get the palms of the hands on the floor directly in front of the toes. If that's not working for you, you may go to monkey, fingertips on the mat or fingertips on your shins. Pick your head up, look forward slightly as we prepare to stand up, and now we will reverse, swan dive up, exhale, closing the pose. So the first step for balance is always to find a drishti. So I'm going to use my water bottle as my focal point. Don't use a person, fixed stationary object. Now we're going to go to the right leg, bend your right knee, find your focal point. This is where you might need your towel. Take your right hand to your left ankle, reach the left arm up. If you can't reach, wrap the towel around the ankle and use it as an extension. If I'm struggling to balance, I'm going to stay right here. Full posture, we're tipping forward slightly, fingertips reaching to the front of the room. This is a variation of King Dancer pose. Right knee should be bent. Now we have three things that help us with our balance. It's the breath, the focal point, and the core. Make sure you're using all three. And if you lose your balance, it's no big deal. You just come right back to it. Persevere. Only way to get better at balance is to practice balance. There's no shortcut. We're going to stay here for 2 more full breaths. Ujjayi breath, very helpful for balance. Slowly release and shake the right leg out. It's normal for us to feel that muscle fatigue through the leg. Let's go to the left. So your knee is bent, you're looking at your focal point. Take your left hand to the right ankle, reach that right arm up. Now give yourself permission to stay here. If you're having a hard time balancing, stay here in preparation pose. Full posture if you wish. Tipping forward, fingertips reaching to the front of the room. And we're not pulling on the leg. Supporting leg is bent. Strong contraction in the core. So you are actively pulling the navel in. That's going to help you with your balance. A lot of our stability comes from the core muscles. We can add a fourth element, and that is leg strength. The stronger your legs, the better you will be with balance. And remember, we're training ourselves to prevent falls. That is our #1 reason to want to improve balance. If you lose your balance, just come right back to it, reset. You're listening to your breath. Slowly release and shake the legs out. So the second balance pose has 2 parts to it. We're going to go to Eagle, Garudasana. Right knee is bent, find the focal point, take your left leg, cross it on top, try to hook the toes to the lower leg, and then sink down in a squat. My right arm is going to be on top, so I slide the left arm under and the palms press together. If you can't get your toes to hook, just let your foot hang out like this. That could be a knee issue, could be a hip issue, could be both. So you're in a squat. You're trying to drop your bottom a little bit lower. Keep your eyes on your focal point. Bend that right knee just a little more. Now the second part of the pose, we're going to go to Eagle in Flight. Inhale, open up. Flex your left foot, keep your right knee bent. And we're going to use our abductor muscle. Everybody take your hand. Uh-oh. I'll just not use the microphone. Take your hand just for a second and put it here, a little squeeze. That is your abductor, ABD. See if you can lift your left leg 1/2 inch higher and then get it a little bit straighter. Feeling that fatigue through the right leg. Slowly release and shake the legs out. Everybody hear me fine? The microphone just stopped working. This is what happens. Okay, so you're going to go to the left. Same thing. We're going to find our focal point. Garudasana Eagle. Take your right leg,
cross it on top, try to hook the toes to the lower leg, sink down, squat. The left arm is gonna be on top, so I'm gonna slide my right arm under, press the palms together. And again, if you can't get the toes to hook, just let that foot hang out like this. And there's also a modification. If you're struggling, take your right big toe and let it touch the floor. You can modify until you get stronger and improve that balance. Second part of the pose, inhale, open up, eagle in flight. Ujjayi breath, keep your left knee bent, flex the right foot, try to get the right leg a little straighter. Again, we're checking in with this abductor muscle, just a good idea to be aware of those muscles so you know where that muscle is located. Feeling the fatigue in the lower left leg, very normal, do your best. Lift that leg 1/2 inch higher, get it a little bit straighter. Slowly release, shake the legs out. Great job, everybody, you're done with balance. So we're standing tall and mountain. Inhale, reach the arms up. This is tall mountain, lift from the rib cage. Exhale, we swan dive forward, slipping the hands under the feet, palms facing up. Let your head hang heavy. So your balance homework every night when you're brushing your teeth, or you can do this in the morning if you feel like you'd be more successful. For 1 minute, stand on one leg. Second minute, stand on the other leg. Doesn't have to be a yoga pose. You're just practicing balance on a daily basis. Now release the hands to the mat. Step your left foot back to down dog. Step your right foot back to down dog. You're looking at your feet. Tailbone reaches up to the sky. You might need your towel for this next pose. This is the bound dog. Take your right hand to the outside left ankle bone. We're gonna hold on to the ankle. Turn your head and look to the left. If I can't reach my ankle, I wrap my towel around. Hold on to two parts of the towel as an extension. If you don't have a towel, you're gonna walk your toes 1 inch closer to the front edge of the mat. We also have yoga straps for you in the closet, very helpful. Returning that right hand to starting position, down dog. The thumbs are lined up, looking at each other. Take your left hand to the outside right ankle bone. Hold on to the ankle, turn your head, look to the right. This is a great stretch for the back side of the body, as well as the obliques, transversus. We're checking in with that breath. It's constant and steady. Turning your left hand back to starting position, down dog. Thumbs are lined up, looking at each other. Now we're going to drop the knees, come to all fours, and we're stretching our shoulders using the knot pose. So the right palm is facing up, slide the right arm under the left. The right ear is resting on the mat. Walk the left fingertips forward. Keep going until the arm is completely straight. Your bottom's kind of sticking up in the ear. Stretching the right side deltoid, left side latissimus dorsi. Place your left hand under the left shoulder. Use that arm to gently help you back up to all fours. Now the left palm is facing up. Slide the left arm under the right. Left ear resting on the mat. Walk the right fingertips forward. Keep going until you get to that furthest point. Right arm completely straight. Now we're stretching the left side deltoid, right side latissimus dorsi. Many of us have really tight shoulders, and that could contribute to injury, so we really want to keep those shoulders flexible. Take your right hand, place it under the right shoulder, gently come up to simple sitting. We're going to be here just for a second, briefly sit on those heels and then swing the legs out in front. We're going to extend the legs straight. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale into a seated forward fold. So I have my towel. Pretend like I can't reach my feet. I just wrap the towel around the bottom of the feet. Hold on to two parts of the towel. You are folding over the legs, bringing the forehead a little closer to your knees. This is a great stretch for our hamstrings as well as the erector spinae muscles in the back. Now we release, take the right leg, cross it on top of the left, right hand comes behind, fingertips pointing away, left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee. You are gently looking over the right shoulder. Check your posture, make sure you're sitting up really tall, elongate the spine, ujjayi breath. You're activating that parasympathetic nervous system. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Now we come back to center, uncross. Take the left leg, cross it on top. Left hand comes behind, fingertips pointing away. Right elbow comes to the outside of the left knee, and you're gently looking over the left shoulder. This is your seated spinal twist. Very safe. You could do this first thing in the morning. Excellent for the health of your spine and your back. Now we come back to center. Let's uncross. We're going to take the soles of the feet together, hold on to your ankles, and bring your heels closer to your body. This is called the cobbler. So we're sitting up tall. You're going to make contact. Your elbows and your forearms are going to make contact with the inner thighs, and then we're letting gravity do the rest. So we're not forcing the legs down. Let's use that breath to send a signal from the brain through the nervous system to the muscles to relax. So the ujjayi breath. Working on flexibility through the adductors. If the adductor muscles are tight, this is the inner thigh muscle, ADD, it's going to pull on your hips, which in turn really affects the lower back. So the longer we stay here, especially with that breath, we should notice that the legs are getting a little closer to the floor. It's very subtle, it's very gradual. Now we release, extend the legs out straight. Take your time coming down onto your back, and we're moving into happy baby. Bringing the hands to the insides of the feet, soles of the feet looking up at the ceiling. You can add that rocking motion side to side if your back feels tight. And now we bring our feet to the mat. Let's extend the legs out straight, coming to corpse pose. Feet a little wider than the hips. Reach your arms out to your sides with the palms facing up, closing your eyes, and now we rest. Let's bring the knees into the chest, hugging those knees in. Exhale, begin to make small circles, massaging out the lower back. Pausing in the center, let's reverse the direction of that circle. Pausing in the center, reach your arms straight out to your sides. Let your knees fall to the left as you turn your head to the right. And now we inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale, slowly lower the knees to the right. Turn your head to the left. Spinal twist. Let's roll over onto the right side of the body in a fetal position. Placing your hands on the mat, use the arms slowly, carefully. Help yourselves up, coming up to a comfortable seated posture. Gently drape the hands over the knees, drop the chin to the chest. Take your head in a semicircle only. one more time, inhale, think of one thing you are thankful for. Exhale, namaste. Thank you, everyone. Great job today. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you feel better than you felt when you got here. And I hope to see everybody back on Thursday.